Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pyre. There has been a small break. Up next, the next rite is the Liberation Rite, which is important. I did do some practice off screen because I'm very afraid, and I discovered some new lore, or some new information behind the scenes. I'm not going to ask her what's on her mind. I did a practice rite, and there's an achievement for doing this. It doesn't matter what she says. What you missed out on was, there's some back and forth character interaction, and it's nothing important. It's just Sandra being Sandra, you know, the usual snarky. Snarky, is that a good word? Now, what I'm interested in is her bio gets updated the first time you do a practice rite, or I guess at some point during the practice rite. At some point during the game, you get a bio update, and I happened to stumble across it. Allow me to narrate this to you, please. Excuse me. She's an apparition from the age of Emperor Soliamer who pursued him in his exile. She's a nomad, like Hedwyn. Assassin, the Sisters of the Arch provided a grim but terribly reliable service to those who could pay. Sometimes the common folk needed to pool resources for such services. She's a Cassius, born on the first of 7 moons, suggesting she's contemplative and passionate, which seems a bit counter to what we might know of her. She's convicted for attempted murder. Wow. She trained all through her young life for one vital assignment she knew would one day come. Motive, vengeance, an entire countryside despoiled, and for countless years, but she cared only for her sisters, and she's been in exile for 837 years. Almost a millennium ago, she set out to find the missing emperor and take his life. She had her many reasons. She and her Sisters of the Arch plunged down the river willingly. When they at last found their mark, they found a man transformed and humbled. But Sandra thought this yet another one of the Emperor's deceptions and struck at him repeatedly, even as her sisters relented. The scribes had to respond. Blinded and expelled, Sandra became a living instrument in the rite. She now exists to train exiles in the rites and teach them penitence. You know, that's just... Oh wait, here we are. To wagon. And this is an option that's not available in True Nightwings mode. In the normal, if you're playing in any other difficulty, you can restart a rite whenever you want. So I suppose we're allowed to do that during practice rites against Sandra. Well, yeah, so first 2 minutes, I just wanted to, well, 3 minutes almost, just share that with you, because I never knew that. That was interesting. Find yourself in the Black Wagon as though not a moment has passed since you left. Well, you know, now that we're here, might as well speak to Sandra anyway. Ask what's on her mind, and if you excuse me for a second, I need to turn up my volume. Still getting used to this whole new microphone business. You know, my lovely reader, I must admit that I did not expect your little followers to be quite so receptive to instructions as thus far they have proved. I know not whether they owe it all to you or have somewhat more to them than I was first inclined to think. In any case, I, however, am pleased that they are not entirely disgraceful. I like to keep my expectations well in check, seeing as I have been thus expelled until the end of time, so it is pleasant when those expectations are exceeded every now and then. Aww. Although I cannot quite recall when last that was. But the best part of all this are the brief times in which you visit me in my domain. I know you cannot for long. This damned crystal in which I am enthralled shall see to that. Though as you have perhaps surmised, whenever it decides that one of your little friends is worthwhile enough, why, I can offer them a trial, and likewise, I can offer you a chat. Sometimes I think, as you achieve those trials of mine, perhaps it does something to trim the length of my eternal banishment. Eternity being what it is, however, perhaps not. Still, if the trophies of those blasted scribes are worth something to you, then all you need is to brave my trials, and they can be yours. And perhaps there's good in it for me as well. Then something changes in her, and she changes the subject. I've likely said too much. I am not to influence you in your use of the Beyonder Crystal. It is not there to be tampered with by anyone, including me. Forget what I said. Yeah. Let's do the practice rite right away. The Liberation Rite will be next episode, so if you don't want any exposition, just move past. Then come and train with us some more and help us to fulfill our sole remaining purpose. Yeah. Sandra, man. She's, Each triumvirate shall act as one, unerringly and without question. Part of what being liberated is about, and returning to the Commonwealth. Or the idea behind it. Over the years, over the history of the Commonwealth, the idea has been perverted of banishment and such. This is gay, correct? Hold on. Hold on. I made a mistake, didn't I? I was meant to choose the, not the trial, but the yes I know game. Give me control back. I was meant to choose the other option, and because I'm a silly duffer, request for her a scribe trial. Then who exactly do you have in mind? It is her, I suppose. No, I don't think it matters what she holds on to. You ask Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Pamitha. Oh, you mean that feisty harp? She may yet be taught some manners, I should think. I shall attempt to bring her down to size. Let us bring her forth. Soon Pamitha arrives in the heat of the summons. You call for me, reader, darling? Ah, it's that crystal then. Then let's hatch it out. I'm ready. This is going to be easy. I'm sure you've noticed the pattern with, for example, Pamitha. She can fly. It makes things, and yeah, very mobile for sure, like the loading screen said. Makes it very easy to just dunk. Slam dunk the Pyre. It's so straightforward, just fly. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, Harp, you answer to me here. Ooh, a bossy one. Sure, then I'll go on and tell me more. Such a delightful student for a change. Come then, let us see what you can do, left to your own devices. Save for your reader's vigilance, of course. Let's show her what she wants to see then, reader darling. Wow, I've got something frog in my throat. This should be straightforward. Ta-da! By the way, I have noticed, wow, something stuck in my throat. You can dash while midair. As you dash in midair, you fall to the ground, but you can use it to really, really quickly score a dunk like that. Just like that, so straightforward and simple. I don't know what a difficult trial, am I right? Naxales! What was I thinking? There, now is everybody happy? Oh, happy as can be, my doubtless pretty harp. So good of you to ask. On top of that, your performance was sufficient and you passed my test. You have my congratulations, both of you, and to your lovely reader. Now be gone from here before I have any second thoughts. Harps, flying, dunking. Oh yeah, either she gets a level up ability, which means she doesn't get banished if she dunks the Pyre. Or that might be just a trinket. My, that Sandra sure could use a massage or something. So angry, isn't she? I love her. Don't speak of her that way. So what's that you have there, darling? Triesta's plume. While flying, after dazzling the adversary's Pyre... Oh, speaking of, Pamitha may instantly return and deals +3 damage. She could no longer fly, and yet her tears shed for her assailants, for they could cry no longer. Is it worth giving that to her? I think by default, you know what? Yeah, by default, I feel like having her... Oops. Oh, 2 apples. I should sell those. Are they called apples? Downberries, my bad. She should hold on to that just for the time being, by default. And then in the future, we can adjust it. Anyways, seek the Nomad Scribe's favor. Later that day, you accompany Gay into the solemn beauty of the Emperor's Fall, a pathway on the outskirts of Mount Elodiel's nameless lower summits. Those who fail to traverse Emperor's Ascent often end up dashed upon these rocks, where a monument to Gol Golathanian awaits you. Perhaps due to the nature of this place, you begin to sense Gay's inner thoughts, as clear as if she was speaking aloud. Blessed am I to have this audience with you, O Gol Golathanian. Your resplendent glory has made this moment possible and given me so many friends who are so dear to me. Thank you. Whatever happens, thank you. Soon you and she are finished paying your respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Golathanian has shown you favor. At dawn, you shall begin your ascent, for now the solitude here is fit for pursuing your vocations. Wow. Wow, that's pretty good. Which, now it makes me realize I should have given Ruki gone Ruki's path instead, because we would have gotten some character information on Ruki. Or character development on Ruki. Yeah, he has some interesting things to say. Gay seems to be talking to the Black Wagon's walls again, though this time something seems to have come over her. Little brother, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Oh my, she's quite mad. You are unsure whether to check in with her or leave her be. Listen, I'm sure she'll solve it. Or your concern for her is such that you had best check in to make sure she's alright, or Gay would not be here if she lacked the capacity to work through her problems. I agree with that. I'm sure she'll solve it. And I'll be... okay, we'll see. You says now is not the time to interrupt, and that Gaia is on the verge of confronting some long-dormant emotions which she ought to face. They always said that there was something wrong with me, but they wouldn't really tell me what. They wouldn't say. They said I was moon-touched, but so what? Those deemed impaired by Commonwealth standards or very different in a negative sense. So then the scribes, they called me here. They're the ones who brought me here, not those people. They're so cruel. They were always so cruel. I didn't have a little brother at the time. No one that I recall, really, although so much of it back then, I can't tell how much of it I dreamt. Most of it I didn't want to be true, but I remember that they threw me out. They decided they would throw me out and let the scribes take care of me, they said. The scribes, they would take care of me. It was so very quiet here, and I was all alone again, although I think I liked it more, being alone down here than being alone back there. Everybody's alone down here, and so it makes me feel less alone somehow. Back there, I would sometimes see families, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, but here, there was hardly anyone at all. But I knew that I was closer to the scribes. I knew they were in the sky above, and I did search for them up there, you know? And then, one night, I found them. I saw the stars and they were falling to the ground, and I thought, why? Is it the scribes themselves are crying? Are they sad? And maybe, are they sad for me? Well, that was when I first saw you, little brother. With your help, I could get closer to the scribes. That way, maybe, they could answer all my questions, don't you think? But I'm so very glad I found you and the others. I'm finally not alone. I'm finally not alone, and more importantly, I think sometimes I even feel that way, that I'm not alone. Maybe as we get closer, I will get to feel that way more often, being here or being anywhere with you and all my friends. She falls silent, though you were concerned for her at first. You sense that now she is at peace. She wanders off, paying you no notice in the least. You sense you have a better understanding of her now. Nice! Character bio, let's just glance that over because it's interesting to say the least. Commonwealth never did know how to handle those who did not fit neatly into the mold. She's Scorpus, 19th of the 11th moon, so November. Suggesting she is driven and fixated. Yeah, that kind of works. Vagrancy? Her crime? She failed to meet basic cognitive standards and had no place or family in the Commonwealth. That is... oh my god, wow. There's just so much world building in such a simple sentence. The records state that she demonstrated a thorough lack of understanding of... The records state she demonstrated a thorough lack of understanding of her wrongdoing. Yeah, and she's been exiled for 2 years. She was a special child left abandoned despite her seemingly simple nature. She possessed a strange affinity for the old ways. One day she was taken by authorities. Her fixation about the scribes was revealed, deemed witless, and then no one claimed responsibility for her, cast into exile. On the downside, she has wandered aimlessly. For more clues about the legendary heroes who so fascinate her. I'm just trying to be very succinct and quick with my reading. Oh, vocations, of course. Mentor or companions to raise someone's level, which now is a good opportunity to decide who I want to take away. So you level them up just high enough to be enlightened enough to be eligible for leaving. Resources, which might be money. I want to do study in private. This is the one that has me most interested. This afternoon you feel especially drawn to the Book of Rice and find a place to look upon its words. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. Oh, nice. And then I'll have its fundamental purpose. I'm excited to see that. That's why I'm studying so much, truth be told. Yep, please. Bigger aura. The texture of the pages of the book, the foreign bindings, despite the volume's age, it shows so little sign of wear. At times, the power emanating from it almost overwhelms you. Inspiration comes to you in a flash from the book, or within you cannot tell. Tenacity! Nice. +2 presence. It's not that much, but I think it's enough. Oh man, 15 minutes of reading, huh? Let's give this a read. You sense Jodariel shall gain favor, or you sense Hedwyn shall gain. I think Jodariel. Personally, because... hint, hint, I think Jodariel should be the next one to leave. the next one to be liberated. How did that work, huh? Why here, though? On the way to the summit, you pass a monument to Under King Oris, and Jodariel happens to take notice. You wish for good fortune in the coming rite and in your plan. As for Jodariel, you scribes, I do not believe that you can hear me. Perhaps all of this is but a joke to you. If so, then do not tamper with the feelings of my comrades. I shall not forgive you if you do. She says little after paying her respects. However, as you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Under King Oris has shown you favor. Ooh, 3 glory. What is damaged? Oh, that's worthless. Because Jodariel is not going to dunk it into the Pyre at all. She's a very defensive line backer. Anyway, welcome back to the peak of Mandalorian. You and your companions gather once more at the Scribe's Gate, where a single narrow trail leads upward towards the summit past an archway carved of stone. Come this way, please. The minstrel leads you towards the archway where his counterpart awaits. The exiles of the Nightwings have returned. They have greetings, Celeste. She all but ignores him and motions to the rest of you. Now then, each of you, in turn, please state your name and what it is that you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. Please, do just as she says. Everyone steps forth, one after another, much like before. Headwind passes through the gate. Gay passes through the gate. Jodariel, Ricky with a small... Sir Gilman, oh yeah, he even has that effect. Pamitha passes through the gate. Wolfred. No one is left to go but you. You step forth and declare yourself as you did before. The Guardian of Scribe's Gate regards you with a still expression, then she addresses all of you in her formal manner. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. The lone minstrel glances up at the Gate Guardian. You have our gratitude, Celeste. But she pays him no heed. I don't know where I got that perhaps from. Yeah. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. Because the bog crones, they're actually kind of hard to fight. Again, you gain the top of Mandalorian, from which the downside sprawls before you. You wonder whether one among you shall soon follow Tizo from this place. Right, Tizo was the first guy to go. Slug market, as always. Oh, hey guys. You know, it's a real awful cold up here sometimes, waiting for customers. So come on in. And good luck in that big battle you got. That's where you're going, isn't it? I heard it's going to be exciting from my friends. So they know, I guess? Proceed. What is this? Kalamir's Anklet. Oh, this is for Gay. This is a really good... And it's already level 20. Level 20 is the full level. You know, I might buy these serums, but I hate how they're one-time use. And you lose that money, don't you? I think the same can be said about the Stardust. Bright Wisp. Banish while possessing the orb, the bet... Ooh, automatically... Wow, these are some really good... Nihiland? Leech? The bearer has a chance to instantly recover all stamina. The banished ally has a chance to instantly return 50%. Man, this is like that Gilman ability. Ooh, what's this? After getting banished, the bearer returns in a burst that draws in nearby adversaries. Oh. Kerfang. This isn't... It's not worth spending the time here. An ensuing blast can banish adversaries in a radius. This is kind of scary. It might be great to do things like suicide runs into the middle of the opponent's back line, but just for a minute. The bearer can banish adversaries by flinging the orb into them. Hey, that's good, but I seem to suck at doing that for some reason. I'm not going to buy anything. So, okay, bye. And, you know, call it a shorter episode. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate your viewership. Stay tuned. The Liberation Rite is coming up in the future. And there's definitely more Pyre coming in the future. But until then, see you then. Bye.